Alright, let's continue with our for loop session and start adding in the if statement. So right now it's just printing out this same thing for each time it's true. So number and then adding the I for each time. But what if we want to do something different? So if I is between a specific number, then you do this and this and this. And if it's more, then you do this, this, this. So we're just going to do a little bit more with this now. And we're going to add a little bit more. So we also want to include the 5. So as long as I is 0 or all the way up to and including 5, you are going to do something with the loop. Now we're going to, I'm just going to quickly delete this and start so it's more blank. So in here we're going to create a if statement. I'm just going to create it outside first and then we're going to put it in. Or you can create it in here right now, but for a more view on so they're different and whatever. So we're going to create the if statement outside. Like this. Oops, not like this, like this. And in here we're going to, as before, use I, or in the last one I used age. So if I is smaller than 3, no, it's smaller than 2. When this statement is true, we're going to print out a console log, and in this one we're just going to print out number is, and then as before, we add the I here, so it's going to print that one out. That's the first part of our if statement. So if this is true, that means if I is smaller than 2, so 0 and 1, so 2 times, it's going to do this. Else, if, and then we add a new condition to this, and the condition for this if is if I equals, let's go with equals, so remember two of those or 3 of those equals 3, so not 2 but 3. It's going to do a console log like this, and we're going to print out whatever I is the number of, and then we also want to see the actual number, so plus I over here. And then the last statement. So for all the rest of the code, we're just going to print out this console log message. Woohoo! Woohoo! Bigger than, let's go bigger than 3. And then just to make sure, plus I, so we actually see it. So this is our if statement. Very, very similar to the one we created in the last video. Conditions. If none of those are true, then go to this one. So actually we're going to have a little issue with this one down here because one of the statements will actually, one of the sentences will actually be wrong. But let's take this, all these if statements, just copy, cut it, and go between the curly brackets of the for loop and paste it in. So the for loop is encapsulating our if statement and it's inside, and let's click save and see what that actually does to our browser. So let's hit refresh. So it says number is 0 and number is 1. Let's go to this. This is this one up here. Yes, those two are true. So we print that one out. Woohoo! Number is bigger than 3. This is why I said it's going to give us a small error in the sentence, because at this point down here it goes from 0 and 1. Then this one is true. Then it goes to 2. This one is no longer true. This one is not true. But this one is its fallback. That's why it's writing woohoo bigger than 3 and then 2, because none of the 2 previous statements here are true. So it's going to this one. For the third one, the third iteration, this one is no longer true, but this one is now true. So it prints out this one instead. And then it goes to the fourth iteration where I is 4 and then no longer true, and then it falls back to the woohoo, so on. So you can see, hopefully see the logic behind printing out the different sentence depending on the statement of the statement of our if here. So if it's true, blah blah blah, blah like before. So that's just another way to kind of putting them together and creating a little bit more complex code. So in the next one, we're going to actually start looking into how we can use some of the things we've been using now to interact with some HTML elements over here and change things here.